right, your question of the day, we're asking you this morning, what's your reaction to the new restrictions announced by President Ramaphosa at last night's family meeting? So, stricter controls in some areas, but of course, people questioning some of these ones. Perhaps, Leanne, to just briefly recap, the Sarah Baartman and Garden Route districts now also declared hotspots along Nelson Mandela Bay, and those restrictions coming into effect at midnight. And then also public transport drivers, they have now to take the responsibility to make sure that all commuters are wearing masks, and the same goes for customers at establishments. And the president went on to say that the drivers or the employers are now liable, and they could face up to 6 months imprisonment if people are not adhering to these restrictions. And also the gatherings reduced to less than 100 or less indoors, and then of course 250 outdoors, and they cannot exceed 50% capacity. So those are some of the restrictions. And after tiers
and those beach closures, that's a big one.
After tiers prohibited, beach closures for the hotspots, and of course also partial closure for Durban. And that brings us neatly to our trending topics. So let us know what your views are on those, but then we'll come back to those trending topics where we'll pick up on some of these again.
All right, let's just quickly go through the stories of the day. The CRL Commission hearings on the Rivers of Living Waters Ministries and Archbishop Stephen Zondo continues in Johannesburg. Zondo and a pastor implicated in allegations of rape, murder and witchcraft levelled against him have failed in their court bid to stop those hearings.
Truck drivers will be marching to the bargaining council over the burning of trucks and killing of drivers.
All right, your trending topics. So Cape Town is a big one, and this came up from the talk of all the restrictions and the closing down of beaches except for in the Western Cape, and a lot of people asking, why the special child? Because we're seeing that there's closures of beaches with basically immediate effect in the Eastern Cape. KZN will be on all of the major public holidays, like the 16th of December, it'll be closed. I think the 25th, the 31st, 1st, 2nd and 3rd.
It will be closed on the 16th, 25th, 26th, 31st, and 1st, 2nd and 3rd of January.
However, Cape Town beaches will remain operational and parks all the time. And people are asking, but why? Obviously, this is besides the Garden Route, which is now one of those areas, along with the Sarah Baartman municipality.
Hotspot.
Those are hotspot areas. So all the rules that apply to Nelson Mandela Bay now apply to them. So that was why Cape Town was trending, and people are saying, well, okay, let's all go to Cape Town.
And South Africans are so funny. Someone's like, Cape Town must have Ramaphosa's nudes.
Really? I didn't see that one. Okay, well, there we go. So we asking those questions, so we'll see what all happens. And Ramaphosa as well, I think we've spoken about it, the meeting last night, and it was just, I must say, and I said it at the opening of the show, and I think, Sakina, you shared the sentiments, just I thought we'd be in more trouble than we are, but the reality is that we aren't children, we need to behave, and that's what was said. Okay, so enough on that. Bushiri, that's another big trending topic. So
it certainly was, and all around the extradition of Prophet Shepherd Bushiri, self-styled prophet, and he of course fled, and this in contravention of his bail conditions, and made his way to Malawi, but then of course South Africa applying for an extradition for Bushiri and his wife, and it would seem as though that has been granted. So just awaiting the finer details there, but it would seem as though Bushiri will be back in South Africa, and people were saying this will be before Christmas, so he will be here for that crossover event that people do on, I think they do it on the 31st of December. So it seems as though Bushiri is heading back to South Africa.
All right, next one, and this has now jumped up to the #1 position trending in South Africa. Postpone Sundowns match. So this is something that people are calling for. Obviously, after the very, very tragic death and of the Sundowns player that died in that car accident. That's it. So and people are saying, why are you not postponing this match? This match shouldn't go ahead. You know, they obviously were bringing up some memories of when we saw the death and murder of Senzo Miyiwa. They said PSL's Exco decided to postpone all of this weekend's Premiership and NFD fixtures in light of Senzo Miyiwa's death. And now the question is, but why are they not doing this for, you know, lower division matches? This is just one tweet I'm reading. This was something that somebody has tweeted, and then it just gains more and more traction, and everyone's saying it's just disrespectful. And
as you say, it's now jumped to the top of the trends list. Mujeka Madisha, Sundowns player, passed away, and people saying, well, it speaks to the double standard of having the PSL chairperson, also being the chairperson of a club, and therefore, you talk about Miyiwa was of course a Pirates player, and the chairperson of the PSL is a Pirates chairperson, and all of that convoluted stuff. So I think it makes sense. They should have postponed it, if for no other reason than out of respect for Madisha.
Please.
That's just my personal view.
When is the match scheduled to take place?
When is that match? Is it today?
It's tonight. Somebody was saying on the floor. Is it tonight?
Yeah.
So
I think it should have been closed, but that's just me.
Maybe there's still time. I mean, if you see the reaction here, it's a massive reaction. So something may still be announced, but I don't know. I mean, I
shan't hold our breath, but you'll figure it out. You'll know when it does happen.
All right. We need to take that break now. When we return, I know that Sakina's going to be looking and taking a deeper look into some of the announcements that were made last night with restrictions.
Yeah, with Ongama Dinka coming up.